Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to make a card featuring Under My Umbrella. It's actually not the stamps, but it could be recreated with this because this is actually some designer series paper that's now discontinued, but you can stamp onto a piece of paper and then use the punch here as I have with these. So these are continuing into the new catalogue that's coming out on June the 3rd. So if you would like a free copy from me and you don't currently have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, then please do get in touch and I can send you one. So I'm going to show you how I did this. I'm calling it a flap fold card, I think I've called it, but it's using some of the stitched shape. Let me find the catalogue here. Stitched shapes dies. These are also continuing to the next catalogue, and it's the squares here that I've used, and the ones I've used measure approximately 2 5/8, 2 1/8 and 1 1/4. So if you have those size, or if you want to get them and make this card, you can buy them via my online shop, or you can get in touch with me directly. So I'm going to show you the supplies you need to make this card. So this is a piece of smoky slate cardstock that measures 9 5/8 by 4 1/8 of an inch. All my measurements here are in inches. For the inside layer here of the card, something to write on, this is Whisper White and it measures 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 of an inch. This panel here, which goes behind the designer series paper, this measures 4 by 3 7/8, so very slightly wider one way than the other. The designer series paper, like I said, unfortunately this is discontinued now, but there's amazing papers coming out in the new catalogue. This measures 3 3/4 by 3 5/8. We've also got a strip here of smoky slate measuring 1 inch by 4 inches, and then these are my stitched squares. So you need 2 of the bigger size I gave you in smoky slate, 2 of the next size down here in Whisper White, and then we're going to do this sentiment in the very small one. Okay, so let's show you how to make this. So just in case you didn't catch that, this one just folds open and then you've got that cute envelope on that side as well. Right, so I'm going to pop that to one side. So we'll start with, I'm just going to bring my trimmer in, and with the smoky slate, the biggest piece, we're going to score it at 4 1/4. So on the trimmers here you've got a scoring blade and a cutting blade, so we're just going to use the scoring blade at 4 1/4. So I'm lining it up here 4 inches and then 1/4. This trimmer is amazing, so you can cut and score. It's got an extending arm to do bigger pieces of paper or cardstock. So it's great. Actually, while I've got it there, I'm just going to score this piece here that's 4 by 1 inch, and I'm going to score it at 3 inches. So I'm lining it up here with the 3 inch mark. I'm just going to score that one as well. Okay, so now I can lose the trimmer. So I'm going to fold this one. So you can see that's how the card starts to shape up. You can go ahead, and I'm just going to use snail for now. This is actually discontinuing. The snail and the refills are discontinuing on June the 2nd. So you can get hold of those up until that point, but it's going to be replaced with something called Stamping Seal, and there's also Stamping Seal Plus, which is a stronger adhesive. So as much as I love snail, I'm sure these replacements are going to be great. I should actually, just talking of retiring, just mention this bundle here. Even though both products are going into the new catalogue coming out in June, you'll only be buying them, be able to buy them separately. So if you buy them before the 2nd of June, you can buy them as a bundle, and by doing that you save yourself 10%. This is quite a versatile stamp set and punch. So if you do fancy it, I would get it before the 2nd of June from, like I say, either from my online shop at www.thepapercraftstudio.co.uk and just follow the links, or you can contact me direct. Okay, oops, obviously had something on the end of my snail there that wasn't looking so nice. Okay, so this is the inside layer. Oops. I'm just going to pop that in. If you're using liquid glue, obviously you can slide it where you want it to be. Okay, so next we're going to pop the Whisper White layer onto the front panel. And if you're getting this in a kit from me, like I say, the one way is slightly wider, and if you just measure it up before, you'll see you get an even border around. If you do it around this way, you'll have too much over one side. Okay, so it's a slightly longer side along the top, like that. And then again with the designer series paper, I mean, it's a bit easier to see because of the pattern here. But yeah, if you were using different paper, you just need to make sure that you've got the longer side going along the top. So these papers, they were great. They were a limited edition called Please Just Punch, and they matched a lot of the punches that we had out in the spring summer catalogue. There we go. So the next thing we're going to do is put this piece onto the back. So I'll just show you on this card, it just sticks to the back here. So just fold on the score line. Again, I'll just use snail for now, just for speed, but you would want to use something a bit stronger on the back of here, like the liquid glue or tear and tape. So roughly in the middle at the back, along with where the fold is, you're just going to stick that on there, okay, and then that will flap over. So then we're going to work on our squares here. So what you want to do is try and line up this first square in the middle of the designer series paper. So there's quite a bit to work on here, so I'm just going to put some snail, oh, it's not working for me, on the end here. So you don't want to come too far over because obviously it's going to show. And then line that up pretty much centrally and stick that on there. And then with the white layer, you can either do it straight. I tend to like offsetting things, but it will line up perfectly well straight. And let me just show you kind of how it would look if you had that. So you'd have your umbrella on there. So it still looks good because the umbrella's to the side. So either way works. But like I say, I tend to offset mine a bit. So again, some adhesive on there, and just I kind of kept it within the boundaries of the square still, but just pop that on there. And then with your umbrellas, now if you've ordered a kit from me, these are in my May by Post kits. If anyone hasn't ordered and interested in ordering, just get in touch with me. But there are 2 umbrellas. It might not be the original that I had on here because there's only so many different designs on the paper, but you will have one floral umbrella and a striped one. Okay, so I prefer to have my floral one on the outside, and I'm just going to pop a couple of dimensionals on the back before adding it to the front of the card. So just offset it a bit there, and then with this punch you also get, so you've got the big umbrella, you've got a more closed umbrella, and then this handle here. So I'm just going to punch a couple of these out from some basic black cardstock. Get rid of those bits, and I'm just going to pop some glue. If I'm out of shot there, here we go. Tiny dots of glue on here so it doesn't kind of splurge out. Try and get this up without getting gluey. And then, it's not the easiest way to have done that then. I've just tucked it underneath because obviously this bit's propped up. Okay, if you've got any little slightly jaggedy bits along there, you can just kind of smooth those down with your finger like that. Okay, so we'll do the stamping in a minute. open that out, and you're going to stick this one directly on top of that one, so it covers that join there. So again, adhesive on the back, line it up. And I love these stitched shapes. They just make that little bit of difference, having that detail around the edge. Again, this one I offset on here, so I'm going to put adhesive on the back and pop that roughly the same way we did the first one, and then the same with the umbrella. Now if you want to send this card and you've used dimensionals on this umbrella and the one on the back, on the front of the card, you might need to send it as a large letter, so just check that before you post. Oh, can't get the backing off that one. I seem to struggle with these dimensionals at the moment. Okay, so again, just to an angle on that one. Now I can't find my other umbrella. Oh, here it is. My other little handle. So again, some dots on the back of glue. That's the front, I think. Put it on this side. And then just slide that slightly underneath there. I think it's a really versatile set, this, and it's got some really nice greetings with it. We're going to use Showered with Love because I think that can be quite a general one. But I think, again, particularly at the moment, I like these You're Always on My Mind, Friends, whatever, Friends Forever, sorry, whatever the weather. And because, you know, none of us are really seeing our friends apart from online at the moment. So it's just quite nice to keep in touch. Found another one. There we go. Okay, so then we're just going to stamp the greeting. So again, I've cut, just in Whisper White, this little small stitched square, and I'm using Smoky Slate ink and, like I say, Showered with Love stamp. So I'm just going to pop that out of shot there. Trying to do it without getting my head in the camera. On there, a little bit high, never mind. Okay, so I'm just going to then attach that again at an angle. You could go straight, but I quite like it like that. This time I just used, I just stuck it down flat, so just use glue or whatever you're using, and just pop it at an angle. And there you have it, quite a simple but really sweet little Showered with Love card. See you soon, bye.